Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Sleezo coming at you with my predictions for UFC 202 McGregor versus Diaz. This is a card that a lot of people have been waiting for. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first fight we're going to be talking about is Rick Story versus Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone is one of the fan favorites in the UFC, solely due to the fact that this guy is always putting on a performance for the fans. He usually fights at 155 in the lightweight division. He recently moved up to welterweight, where he put on a stellar performance in his debut against Patrick Cote, came out with a unanimous decision victory. But now they match him up against the number 9th ranked welterweight in the world, Rick Story. Rick Story's last loss was at UFC 171 against Kelvin Gastelum. Since then, he has been training with Benson Henderson. He's been on a 3-fight win streak, so he's coming in hot. He's an excellent grappler. He's excellent in striking. But Cerrone's more so of an all-around fighter. Cerrone, he can stand, he can bang with you on the feet. He'll go toe-to-toe with you. I think Cerrone is very, very underrated when it comes to his jiu-jitsu. So with that being said, I think that Cerrone's the better all-around fighter. I do see Cerrone winning the fight. I think it will go the distance. I think it will go 3 rounds. I think that Rick Story is going to try to use his wrestling, but Donald Cerrone has excellent takedown defense. But I do see them standing in the center of the octagon, exchanging blows. At the end of the day, I think that Donald Cerrone is going to be the one that does enough to get the W. Now, the next fight we're going to be talking about is Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Glover Teixeira. Now, I'm really excited for this fight. Both of these guys are coming off of great victories. Anthony Rumble Johnson finished Ryan Bader. Glover Teixeira knocked out Sugar Rashad Evans. So these guys are coming off of finishes, and these guys are heavy hitters. I mean, these guys are going to stand in the middle of the octagon and center of the octagon, and they are going to exchange punches, man. And I'll tell you one thing. Anthony Rumble Johnson was extremely close to knocking out Daniel Cormier in his title shot. I think he wants another shot at the belt, and I think he's ready for it, So I think, but Glover Teixeira is no slouch. Glover Teixeira is going to hold his own. Glover Teixeira is going to take some of the punches, and he's also going to dish some punishment out. Now, at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Anthony Johnson who lands that big overhand right. I think he's going to put Glover Teixeira away, but nonetheless, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be an exciting fight for the first round and a half. Now, don't get me wrong, this fight can go the distance if they're able to stand. If they're a bit more cautious than they usually are, because they both have power. But I think that Anthony Johnson is going to land that punch that he always seeks to land, and come away with that victory and then get his title shot. Now, the next fight we're going to be talking about is the one everybody has been waiting to see. The whole world is anxious to see what is going to go down tonight. Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz 2, the main event. A 5-round fight. Now, the last time these two squared off, Conor McGregor had just came off of a fight where he knocked out Jose Aldo, the UFC featherweight champion. He took the belt, he knocked him out in 13 seconds. He was then scheduled to fight the lightweight champion Rafael Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos pulled out. Nate Diaz steps in. The fight was then scheduled to be at 170 pounds. Now, everybody was riding the Conor McGregor hype train. Everybody expected Conor McGregor to go in there at UFC 196, take care of business like he usually does, put Nate Diaz away, and then move on to the next. But that didn't happen. Conor McGregor teed off in the first round. He busted up Nate pretty good. In the second round, he got gassed, and the tables turned. Nate Diaz started landing some clean jabs, some clean punches. He then he wobbled Conor with a 1-2 combination. Then threw a few more punches. Eventually, Conor McGregor shot for the takedown, which led to Nate Diaz finishing the fight via rear naked choke. Now, this fight, it all depends on Conor McGregor's conditioning. We know Nate Diaz now has a full camp. He's going to show up in shape. And as much as I want to say McGregor's going to push for that trilogy fight, I don't think it's going to go down that way. I think Nate Diaz is the overall better fighter and is going to win this fight 3rd round via TKO. I know that is a bit of a bold prediction, but if you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like.